And that was me trying really hard to write well. People always make jokes about how I should have been a doctor, and if I write down my address, they're like, is that a 5 or an S or a hieroglyphic symbol? It's bad. As we all took to typing first on keyboards and then on screens, we all kind of lost the ability and need to write. But it doesn't have to be that way. Studies have actually shown that you remember and process things better by writing them longhand instead of typing. It makes you slow down, it makes you think a little more, and it just feels better. But if you do it right, you can actually bridge the best of both worlds, digital and analog. You can write like paper, but search and organize like a Word doc. All these things are trying to help you do just that, but in really different ways. There's a good chance you already own a handwriting-capable device, by the way. Microsoft's Windows Ink feature works on lots of recent Windows laptops, which means you can use a stylus like this Surface Pen along with apps like OneNote or Adobe Sketch. Writing on a screen doesn't feel as good as a piece of paper, but it does work. A few Chromebooks like this Google Pixelbook support pens too, but they're not as good. Do you have an iPad? Even the cheapest new one now pairs with an Apple Pencil. You can draw and write right in the Notes app, but I recommend dropping $8 on the GOODNOTES app. It can search through your handwritten notes, combine typing and writing and images, organize lots of different ways, and sync everything to the cloud. I just wish it and the Apple Pencil worked on the phone too. There are lots of dedicated devices for digital note-taking, like the remarkable tablet and the SONY digital paper. Think big Kindle you can write on. There are even smart pens like this Moleskine Smart Writing Set, which syncs directly to a companion app. They're neat, but they're all too expensive and ultimately just too complicated to be worthwhile. But if you don't want to write on a screen, I can't say I blame you. Really, the best way I've found to take handwriting and make it digital is just to write in a notebook and then take pictures of the pages. It's actually smarter than it sounds. You can upload your pages to a service like Google Drive or Evernote, and they use what's called optical character recognition to turn your handwriting into searchable text. They're surprisingly good at it. Taking pictures means a little extra effort, but it's cheap and it's worth it. You can do this with any notebook, but some make the process easier, like this one, the ROCKETBOOK EVERLAST. It's just a notebook, but you can wipe down any page and reuse it, meaning it might be the only notebook you ever need to buy. You do have to use a specific pen, but it's a pilot pen you can find cheap just about anywhere. You take pictures of your pages with the ROCKETBOOK app and upload it to Google Drive or Dropbox or Evernote or wherever you want. These symbols at the bottom of the page correspond to different services, so you can just circle one to pick what happens. And miraculously enough, computers actually appear to be able to read my handwriting. They might be the only ones.